Hey all. Hey all. I'm going to try to go 16 minutes against the state, sharing very strongly, sharing as strong as I can against the state. And most of all, the roads, the bad conditions of the roads and the drivers around, right? And anyway, there's a video that supports the one I'm talking about. Is because a ditch was too big, it was a little dark, and it was, I wanted to say, too big and too deep for me to see. It's like a shadow, but the state was negligent by putting any marker, any sign up at all. And it was 635 in Coit, going north on Coit Road. About a quarter of a mile, maybe probably less. There was a school to the right, and the ditch was as wider than a car, the front end of any vehicle, because the wreck was so bad it worsened my physical body and the vehicle, and it destroyed the front end and the electrical, for real, the electrical workings of the vehicle. As far as electrical workings of the vehicle, specifically, is the horn, and there's clicks and noises that weren't there before. And that happened August 1st, time date stamp, evening about 7ish, going off of 635 Dallas, Texas, going north on Coit Road. Spell it C-O-I-T, Coit Road. Is in North Dallas, Texas. And making it quick and short for listeners out there, Coit Road is very bad, so don't go on it. And as a matter of fact, I know in my heart someone was killed that night after I got done performing and singing. I went back down the road, not too far, and there was evidence of another person that had wrecked because of the roads. And I know in my heart one of them was killed. There was a fire extinguisher that was completely knocked out of ground. Anyway, what you're looking at is the tire seat, and that's just for the tires. I'm gonna show you a map. I have an actual video that's out, and because of the wreck, I can't remember my feelings. My body's not right. My feelings is not right. My body and a part of my heart, mind's off, and I can't remember the exact name. I'm gonna try to go 16 minutes against the state of Texas and the people and the roads. And there are two people that almost killed me. The one on the left, he wouldn't tell me anything, the truth. He's a drug addict and a thug from Grand Prairie. He was driving I know I'm talking about two things at once, and I'm going to do that. He was driving a 19 Ford Fusion white. He ran that. I ran the red light. You're looking at a road in Fort Worth. This road is Rio Grande Avenue. That's Todd Christopher Shelley. So I'm going to talk bad about him as long as I can. And both of them were reckless driving. That one was on drugs. I know in my heart he went out to Fort Worth and bought drugs. So he's a thug, a drug dealer, and an addict, drug addict, substance abuser. And I'm pretty sure this is Henderson Road going this way. Anyway, I have to have as many cases as possible going against both of them. I want all their money and all their property, and I want them both sent to prison forever. And that's a building and police went by. They didn't stop. That's a building there in downtown Fort Worth. I can finish talking bad about them because Todd Christopher Shelley was born in California and an orphan from what I remember or know, and has assaulted his mom and went to prison and owes me and a friend money, and that's it. And he's got an anger problem, and he's out on the run and hiding as a tree trimmer, posing as a tree trimmer, living in a truck. And I want that truck, the license plate number I saw last was, the one from the wreck was a 2017 white Dodge Ram 1500 that he had actually wrecked before, so that proves he's a reckless driver. And the license plate tag number, Texas tag number, was RDK 3079. So I have a lot of videos against him, but remembering the video that showed specifically Coit Road is hard for me to remember. But I know in my heart it's probably on that channel right there if you look at it. And I tried to keep it simple and make it easy. Now, the visual of June 27th is on videos, right? Like I said, I'm going to go as long as I can to actually show you more about that. This is the August 1st wreck because of the roads going against the state of Texas all the way. Now, what I did that you don't know of is I already contacted Texas Department of Transportation and filed a claim report, and the tracking number, report number, file claim was and still is 300-920, right? As far as the police, that didn't happen. The truth was, I was so shook up why, and I knew in my heart they weren't going to do anything, right? Maybe for one person, yeah, I could see calling them to get a report against the roads, and that makes sense. I can agree and tell y'all to go ahead and do that, right? So the damages are way too much to explain to my body and the vehicle now, from going back to now is August 1st. So mostly I wanted to show you the video of the roads, which I still can if you'll wait one, give me a second. So the visual of a map, in reality, right where I'm standing, that is north, okay? Behind me is south. That is west towards Fort Worth. That is east towards Washington, D.C. Anyway, at that area and that angle, not very many miles, is actually Spring Valley to the left. Esperanza goes 75 to the right, 635, and Coit Road is right there. You can walk to it, okay? So, very dangerous. Emily Road, Esperanza, Kit Lane, Emily. I don't recommend anybody ever driving on those roads at all, from or not from Dallas, Texas. So, 635 is here. Coming off of it, you go north. This is the map here, down Coit, and I'm showing you that McDonald's is here. There's a building that used to have a law thing on it, the big building here. The High Five is over here. There's a Starbucks, I think, an In-N-Out Burger, another motel, a T-Mo on Coit Lane there, and a McDonald's and a bank behind the big building. So a Burger King is further up Spring Valley Road, and that way goes Spring Valley East, Spring Valley West, and then you go up towards Beltline, right? And that's, I don't want to talk about it now. That's where I sing at, off not far from Beltline. That's where the guy was killed after I left and came back. So I'm gonna finish going over the losses, like the vehicle, the wheel, the rims were cracked, and I know there's damage, maybe in the tie rods and the front axle and those things, like your mechanisms in the front, right, is what you can go find out as a mechanic. The damages are the cracked rims, the wheel wells, the tires are that bad. The rims got pushed to the rear, and it still doesn't drive right. The vehicle, like I said, still damages in my body. And that's the other receipt, the two of them, and you can see the date, right upper corner, August 5th, August 12th, and the amounts. So that's evidence there about the damages to the wreck. Now, I even wrote before, after it happened, like, my left leg is killing me, and it actually goes back to reality, blaming it on those guys and Damian Dwayne Hood for the wreck. And actually, I need to put this in another one about wrecks and almost losing my arms. So I actually wrote the report there shortly after it, and it knocked out, like I said, the front end of the vehicle, including the horn, right, with damages. And that's the time date stamp there. Okay, that's evidence. These are facts. All of this really happened, right? And that is another one there with the damages. And if all the people, all the judges, all the lawyers, and all the world looks at it right, you're going to see there were damages. Does it really happen? And that's how someone can tell it was worse than what I'm talking about, because you're looking at August 5th. The wreck was August 1st, and that's a right front tire paid for, bought, and replaced. And then you can see on August 12th, going back, a right front tire was replaced and paid for again. So that's how bad the damages were and still are. There's a report I wrote, is even the wreck messed up my body and mind, because no one's perfect, and I put August as in August 2nd, because I can't draw and perform like as good as I could before the wreck, as far as a map is made for y'all. And there is a video, though, like I said, that actually shows the road and the area coming back from, say, this area. I'm going to go ahead and go in chronological order, spiritual order, and a summary in order. August the 1st, I got off of I-635, North Dallas, Texas, and there's a road called Coit Lane. I went right in the right lane on Coit, going north. And I was more in my left lane on the north side of Coit going when the ditch snuck up on me, and I couldn't see it, and it was too late when I went down and destroyed the vehicle and my body. So there is the state to blame for that, and that is the phone calls I made, several, to the Department of Transportation to go towards closure and to go forward. And I actually filed a stronger report that some of you may not ever file that strong, like you're going to have to change the roads, Coit, the entire road. And mostly because of how bad the roads have been and are, Emily Lane, Kit Lane, and the rest of Coit Lane and Road, but also the fact that somebody was killed that night after 7 p.m. And this is the way I went going north, and the wreck happened over there in front of a school. There's Spring Valley Road, and you keep going to Beltline. That's where I go sing and perform at. And as I left, there's even a ditch pothole bad enough to someone would get killed hitting it if another vehicle hit him. But the guy that got killed was right after you come back south side of Coit, Beltline on the right, was the vehicle. One of the guys was killed running over a fire hydrant, so it probably killed the passenger in that wreck. So all of this has to go against the state, go to all the lawyers and all the people. And this is in order. I want to show you the video, which I'm going to try, about the wreck I'm telling you about that happened on Coit Road. hail. This one shows how bad the roads, near fatal, the wreck. One person was killed. I was almost killed. I'm going to show it when I can. There's a video that shows the damages, the vehicle, the wreck to the rims and the tire.
Making this video, share it for the right reason, reaching out and sharing.
That's after
telling the truth about
I had gone. I actually, went to sing.
Place, and coming out of there, there's one pothole right to the left that's big, that's deep enough to kill anyone.